That's a pretty good looking buck. You want him? And welcome back to Anyone's Hunt. In this installment in the series, my fiance Karen and I are hunting Montana with general season deer tags. And our hope is that we can get her her first mule deer. With that said, here is a little teaser of what's to come. All right, so let's dive into some details on the hunt. Again, this is a general deer tag. It's good for either a mule deer or a whitetail. So Montana's got some really great hunting opportunities with a 6-week archery season followed by a 5-week rifle season. And the 5-week rifle season actually covers the entire month of November, which is exactly when the mule deer rut. To get a general deer tag as a non-resident, you have to apply for it by April 1st. Meanwhile, residents can purchase the tag over the counter. For a non-resident, the deer tag costs about $600. Or if you want to also hunt elk, you can apply for a big game deer elk combo tag, which is going to run you about $1,000. Non-resident draw odds for these general tags are really, really good. You might not draw it every single year, but you'll definitely draw it every other year. As far as where to hunt mule deer in Montana, you'll find them from the peaks to the prairies and everywhere between. The current population estimate is 330,000 mule deer. They're in every single county. And with your general tag, you can hunt basically the entire state with the exception of a handful of limited entry units. So for this hunt, Karen and I are going to be focusing on some prairie regions, specifically BLM, state land, as well as block management areas. So right now I'm using onX on my computer and I'm just marking a handful of different waypoints and glassing areas. Basically just, various high points that I could get good vantages off of because this prairie country is pretty flat. So one of my favorite features of the onX app is that, say I'm on the computer and I'm on onX making some edits. Any edits that I make on my computer are automatically going to get synced over to the app on my phone and vice versa. So if I'm doing a bunch of e-scouting at home on my computer, all those edits are going to get synced over to my phone and vice versa. Super slick. So we've got about 6 days to hunt, and the plan is we're gonna base out of my pickup and we're gonna backpack hunt, day hunt, stay in my camper, basically just let the deer dictate what we do. That said, let's dive into a handful of gear items that are gonna be crucial for this hunt. So all this right here, this is my teepee tent with titanium wood stove. This is a Seek Outside Cimarron ultralight made from Dyneema fabric, so it's super duper light. And then I've got a medium, it's called a U-turn stove, but basically just a really light titanium stove that sets up inside this teepee tent. We're gonna have really long nights. I mean, it's dark at 5 o'clock and really doesn't get light until about 7 the next morning. So, 12 plus hours of darkness. So it's really nice to have a big space to hang out in, as well as a stove to pump out some heat and keep you warm. So where we're going, it is some huge wide open country and you really need big glass to see a long ways and try to spot game. The spotting scope that I'm bringing in, this is the Leupold SX5 Santium HD. It's a 27 to 55 power scope with an 80 mil objective, so really good in low light. This thing's pretty light. It's got an angled eyepiece. It's easy to look through. And I also do a lot of filming through this. I'll actually mount my iPhone to the spotter via a phone scope adapter, and you can get some really insane wildlife footage with this. There's not gonna be hardly any good drinking water out on the prairie where we're going. There is some mud holes and some random farm ponds, but they're just super muddy and nasty. And I've got filter, I've got chemical treatment, etc. but the safest bet is just to pack water. So basically each person per day, you're gonna be drinking about 3 liters of water per day. And if we go out for, a couple days on end, we're gonna need a lot of water. So the system that I love to run, I love these little platypus bladders. This is a 1 liter, this is a 2 liter. The great thing about these is when you're done drinking them, they literally collapse into hardly any size at all, and they don't take up any space in your pack. Same thing with this big guy. This is called a drum light. This one's 6 liters. You fill it up, you can actually put boiling water in this. You can even freeze this thing if you want. But as soon as you're done with it, it just collapses down to nothing. All right, gear is loaded up, hitting the road tomorrow morning for mule deer country, which is when episode 2 will start. We'll see you tomorrow.